Alright, turn 9. These prisoners will move off the field. They will have to remain here because this is towards enemy territory, so they may move them back a little further though. This group is going to try to position themselves into the village here, try to take advantage of cover to get some fire. These two groups will have to reload. This group is going to move up. If they can move up far enough, they will attack. They can't charge because they're in this ground here. They will fire on the peasants again. They will fire on the cavalry. This group is going to... they're just going to try to wheel and get out of the rough terrain, so maybe they can do something there. This group is trying to move up on the hill so they can't be charged. They can either rest to get rid of that, or they can turn and try to attack. Or they can turn and try to attack this way. So I'm going to say on a 1 to 3, they will rest. On a 4 or 5, they will turn and try to attack them. And on a 6, they will turn and move into the village and attack. Alright, so 5. They're going to turn and attack them. Alright, so they're targeting that way, they're targeting that way. So let's do the movements that aren't going to matter. These have enough movement to get off the field, so they'll all go away. Did I say what they were going to do? They're going to sweep around so they can be on open ground, try to get at these guys. So first, let's move them. They have 24. They'll move 4. And then a quarter move, that'll be 6. Let's see, that was about 9 degrees, so that takes half their move because they have to turn twice. And then the remaining 8, we get them to here. This group has 6 movement. I'll get them just to the edge of the field here. Oop, and that fatigues them. Alright, this group has to roll to move. 7 or better. They do. Reloading, reloading. Half move to there. No, that's their half move to there. No, wait. No, half move to there. I was right the first time. So they full moved, they full moved. We will half move this group. And then half, let's see, that'll be half their move turning. No, half their move will be, yeah, half their move, turn, turn, half move. And then they should have more than enough movement to get them, yep. Okay, so they're done, they're done. Their remaining movement will just get them to the village. So we're going to say they'll have to spend a turn getting into the village itself. This put them on the edge. So we're going to go ahead and do missile fire. So they hit them with, see here, they're shooting over them. Let's see here, if they've been back, that group still would have been shooting over them. I'm just going to count it as the whole group. Well, no, they're 3 groups of 10, so 10 will have shot over them, and the other 20 will not. So this will be indirect fire against. It'll count as armor and shield. So that's going to be 3 casualties there. And then these 2 groups of 10 will be 4 or 5, depending on the die rolls. So that's going to be 5 each, so 10 more. So there will be an instability check there. So let's see how this group does. 3 groups of 10, 9, and again we get 4. Let's see, they did 4 last time, so how they get that should have been 2. Because they did 4 last time, so and that will mean they have gone down 8. So that triggers a check there as well. 8 out of 30. So 2 instability checks coming up. Their check is as light horse, 8 or better, and peasants are 8 or better. So both need 8. So this is for the cavalry, didn't make it. For the peasants, didn't make it. So now when this group moves up, there's nothing to... I'll have to go back and check how many there were. Since I messed up that die. I think it was a 4. Alright, so the last thing left is they complete their move and they attack them in the flank. So that will be, we'll count that as a double row. So that would be 6. 6 on 6. And they will count as heavy horse because they are hitting them in the flank. This is armored foot. Armored foot fights at armored foot versus heavy horse is 1 per 3 hitting on 6s. So they're going to get 2 dice hitting on 6s. They do 1 casualty. The heavy horse against armored foot get 2 dice each and hit on 5s. So they're going to get 12 dice. And hitting on 5s. 2 hits. So we'll knock that down. Alright, let's see. I don't think I added their move. And I don't think I moved this group. I was going to move them back. Actually, since the horse cleared the way, they may go this way, try to get off on their side of the field. Alright, so that leaves us with a morale check here. So they did one more damage. That's going to count as 4. There's a difference of 6, 12, 16, 17. 17 difference. So there is a difference of 13 currently on the side of the armored foot. So their melee, I mean, they're fatigued, so for their morale, they count as 8. 8 times 11 is 88. So let's just 88. And the armored foot have 28 at a value of 7, which is 140, 196. So 196 plus their 13. We give them 209. So 209 to 88, that's more than 100 difference. They surrender. Well, that is a turn of events I didn't see coming. So attacking them fatigued was a mistake. So they surrender to the armored foot. And now I don't know what to think. So our situation is we have a group of prisoners being escorted off by the last heavy horse, the surrendered heavy horse. We have 2 small groups of Swiss, and I've still got to go back and see how many are actually in this group. And we have 2 untouched groups of bowmen. And then we've got armored foot and peasants. Wow. All right, turn 10. So this group is going to try to wheel about and fire on them. This group will wheel and move in this direction, also to eventually, with an eye toward engaging them. They're going to move into the village and approach this unit. This group, I've already taken 3 off to escort these prisoners off. This group is going to move in this direction. Well, actually, let's see. Nope, they're going to rest. This group is going to continue moving off. They will swing around. They're going to have to move up so they can get a shot on these guys. And they will also have to wheel around so they can move up. So it's going to be mostly movement. There's not going to be any shooting. There could be some melee depending, well, there could be shooting depending on them. There could be melee depending on them. So let's do the movement first here. All right, so they have a 12, and they will move 6. Quarter move there. I'll leave them with 9. They can move to there. So they had lost that before because they were just shooting last time, so they'll get that back. So this group is going to move out, swing a little, and then move out, and then another swing for half a move. All right. They are fatigued. They will lose their fatigue. And this group will begin their slow escort away. And this group will move up. Now we have to roll to see if they can move. These 2 groups can move. 7 or better. Yes. 7 or better. Yes. So they are just turning and staying within the village. And they are turning. And then They'll move up some. They're not going to get through those guys. All right, so, and this group is going to move in. So they will do they'll take half their move, and the other half their move will be like that. Okay, so now all that remains to be seen is, can they fire? Actually, how far did this group move up? They might be able to fire now. No, they used all their move to get in there. Okay, that's rough terrain. All right, can they fire on them? It will all be less than 12. If they do, is any of it less than 6? No. All right, so in order to fire on them, they will need to roll. The count is Lightfoot, so 6 plus. And they can. So they will fire 30. They're inside the village, so that will be, well, cover doesn't seem to matter for arquebuses. So they will be firing not 30, it'll be 26. 26 shots. And they are in medium range, so it'll be hitting on 4s. That is, ooh, that is a lot. 8, 9, that's all of them. They annihilated that unit. But now they will have to spend a turn reloading. And they did move, so both these groups moved. And that's it. That was a very short turn 10. Fewer units, less time. All right, turn 11. This group is going to swing around. This group is going to move up. They will try to move off. They will move off. This group is going to reorganize from column to line, facing that way. This group will charge. And this group will swing around to shoot. And this group will shoot. So can they move 7? Yes. Can they move 7? Yes. So they swing back around. This group is going to move up. They will have to rest next turn if they don't want to be fatigued. All right, so this is going to take a full move. So if they can get there in a half move, they will be considered caught in the flank. So the charge for the Swiss is 15. But that is longer than 15. So they will be fully prepared to receive the charge. Let's go ahead and move them. So that's half. This group will swing around, and they will be able to shoot once. This group will be able to shoot twice. And this group is going to angle off through this gap. All right, so shooting. So we already know this story. They're undercover, so that cuts it in half. they are firing directly and not in, so they will get to roll. So 4 or 5, depending on the die rolls. So those are all 5, so that's 15 divided by 2. Round down is 7. So they need to do an instability check. This group, do they have the range? They do not. So we'll spend the rest of their movement instead. I know that's not the way you should do that, but and they will finish. Ooh, because they turned on their metal, that charge is going to come up. No, that's just enough. They won't be able to pursue if they break them. But they are going to have to roll because these guys are in their type formation, and they do inspire a morale check by doing so. So the interesting thing about the Swiss charge, since they're in their type formation and they're at least 5 by 2, so they have just enough men to pull this off, they have to do an instability check or route back 1.5 moves. So the instability check for armored foot is 6. And they don't make it, so they will be routed back. Now that was the full extent of their charge, so they're not going to follow up. So 6. Their backs are to the hill, so that's only going to be 4.5 inches. And I believe their backs are to the enemy. So backs to the enemy. Another turn in the battle. And that's it for turn 11. Wait, yeah, they fired. No, they have to do their instability check. They need an 8 or better. They didn't get it. They're gone. All right. Turn 12. They'll get off the field. They'll get off the field. This group is probably too far away to shoot at them, so they'll move up. This group will shoot at them. This group will try to move into firing position. And this group is going to try to stop and rally. This group is going to try to attack them. So, can they move? They can. So we'll swing them around. All right. They will be fatigued. All right, have them move up. See here, so they will move 2. And then it'll take them 4 to get to there, and so they will be able to attack in the back. So they will not take any damage return. They get off the field, they get off the field. That group is gone, so that reload doesn't matter. So we got missile fire here and melee here. So missile fire, either 4 or 5, halved. 4, 5, 5. 14 halved is 7. That does not quite trigger a check. So the melee here, they will not get to attack back this first round. They will attack in the back. They will count as, they normally count as armored foot in this formation, so they will count as light horse. Light horse versus armored foot. 1 die each, hitting on 6s. And there are 10 of them, so No 6s. So now the morale. There was no damage. They have 25 to 10, so they outnumber them by 15. The Swiss are fatigued, so their morale counts. Their morale count is 1 less. So instead of 9, it's 8. So that's 80. And this group is 25 times 7. So 175 plus the advantage in numbers, they surrender. As little sense as that makes. And that is turn 12. Alright, turn 13. I peeled off 2 guys off of this group to start escorting them off. This group, even though they're fatigued, they're going to try to fire on this group. This group is going to fire. And this group is going to fire on them as their comrades moved out of the way. So okay, so they're firing on armored. There'll be 2 groups of 15. They will do 2 or 3 depending on if they roll a 5 or a 6 on this. 1, 5, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do 7 damage. Their threshold for a check is 50%, so no check there yet. They'll get another round of fire. I guess I didn't say what they were doing. They'll be coming off the hill, I guess. My mistake. But even with their limited movement, they're only going to be able to get to the hill's edge. That's for the group that's being escorted off. Getting sloppy. That's what we're doing. Alright, they're not moving, so they'll lose those. They're not moving, so they'll lose those. Alright, so they're firing on unarmored, but they're under cover. So 4 or 5. 4, 4, 5. So 13 in half is 6. And that will trigger a check. 8 or better. Gone. And they would have needed a 9 with that fatigue, so that's turn 13. Nope, they get 1 more shot. So once again, 5 or 6, 3, otherwise 2. 2, 4, 6. So that drops them below half, so now they have to do an instability check. And their instability check is 6 or better. So anything less than 6 and it's all over. They got it. They're staying on the field. Turn 14. Moving off the field. They are going to attempt to charge. I think they're too far away. They're probably going to come up short. This group's going to start moving to help engage. This group's going to fire on them. So let's see, their charge is also 6. So yeah, they're going to be short. So they're going to get arrows in the face. All right. 2 or 3, depending on if we have any 5s or 6s. 3, 7. And then it doesn't matter because there's only 3 left. They would take them out with the last barrage of arrows. And that is going to be that. Combat is over. The archers stand in control of the battlefield.